Hello children, welcome back to our online classes. So, as you all know that we have started the third unit from our SST part, that is family, and in that we have completed the first chapter, and now we are going to begin the second chapter from the unit 3 family, and that is the kinds of houses and settlements. So you all know that we all are living in our home, right? Everyone. So after the school you are going to your home, after our work we are going to our home, and likewise many people, your father and mother, they are working in some other places, and after their work they also come to the home. Yes. So this home, it is a very basic requirements of all the people. Yes, it is very basic requirement. So we need air, we need water, we need food. So with that, this shelter, a house, a home is a shelter. It is also a basic requirement, because where we can get relaxed, where we can get some of the what we can live comfortably in our home. Yes, so that the home is the basic requirements where we can live. It is a shelter, and a man can live together with his family in a home to in a protected environment, means any kind of dangers. So if we are not having home, so can you able to think our life on roads, or can you able to think our life on streets and all? No, it is not possible, and it is not a safe place. So we made it by any kind of dangers, so that it is the home is the protected environment. So where we can live safely. Yes, we can live with our home in a safe manner. We all are living under the guardian of, means many guardians will be there, either it is your father, mother, or your grandparents, or any of your elder ones. So you are all staying under the care of them, and you all are living in a protected environment, that is what? Home. Okay, it is the shelter, and it is the basic requirements of every person. So there are many kinds of homes are there, so that the people can live with their family in different kinds of homes. So now we are going to discuss about some kinds of homes where the families can live. So now we are going to discuss about the 4 categories of homes. Okay. So the first one is families living in ancestral homes. Family living in ancestral homes. So here the ancestral home means you just open page number 280. So we can say the plural, families living in ancestral homes. So just open page number 280. So here you can see the house. The picture of house you can see here, ancestral home. And here some families stay in one place for years. So it is the huge home, and here one family means here many we can means what we can say, some families stay in a home for years. So the grandparents and their children and their children. So likewise, or at times more generations can stay in a same place. Okay, or the same family can live in a place for long period of time. So they are called as the ancestral home. many years. So likewise it is the ancestral homes. So nowadays we can find very rare ancestral home because everywhere we can see the divided family now. So that only the father, mother and their children, likewise we can see only such kind of families nowadays. So but these ancestral homes, they are very rare to see, and if you get any chance to see like that homes, you can visit and you just get idea about that. And the second one is families living in official homes. The families living in official homes. So official means we can say that some of the forced families will be there. Okay, some of the armed forces, the people working in armed forces. Okay, the people working in armed forces. So armed forces means what? It may be the army or navy, or we can say the people who are working in the air force and all. They all are what we can say the armed forces, the army, navy and air force. So the people who are working in such kind of armed forces, so they oftenly they are undergoing the transfer. So for 2 to 3 years they will get the transfer to other place. So they were provided with the official homes. So for every 2 to 3 years, if they wanted to change their places, so they cannot build their own house in every place where they are working. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್, ಆರ್ಮಿ, ನೇವಿ, ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇವರು 2-3 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೋದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಕಟ್ಸೋಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ official homes. So they used to live in that official homes which are provided to them, and they get a well and newer and fresh experience. So the children will be there and the people who are working here, so they get always, whenever they get transferred, so they will get new and fresh experience because the places will be changed, and when the places go on changing, they will get some new climate. Maybe the climatic conditions go on changing. So and people, the new people, we met new people. Yes, the neighbors, we can make new neighbors and all. So this all things will be we can experience. And the children and the people who are working here, they oftenly adapted to the changed climatic conditions. Yes, they can quickly adapt to that. So for example, what happened if we are living in the plain region? ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಹೆಂಗೈತಿ, we are living near the equator. So here the climatic condition is totally different, and if we move towards the polar regions, there the climatic conditions are go on varying. There very cold climatic condition will be there, and here we get the average rainfall, average sunlight, like that. So when we suddenly transfer to the cold regions, so their climatic condition, we may not be adapted to that climatic condition on sudden, but the people who are working, they oftenly go on transferring, so that the adaptation gets quicker in them, because they know their body is fit for that. So when we oftenly get transferred, so that time they quickly adapt to the change in the climatic conditions. So that we can say. And also they met many other people, and also they can met other kind of peoples, and also they went to the schools, and also there they get the knowledge about that, because the children will be there, and children oftenly have to transfer money to build the homes. And suppose if the people who are on job, if they are going to the other places, if they will not get to the homes from the offices, so that they can usually live in the rental homes. So on monthly basis they pay the rent to the landlord and they have to stay in the homes. So they are the rental homes. Nowadays it is common, we can see. ಈಗ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಮನೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕಟ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರ ಓನರ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಲಿವ್. ಬಟ್ these rental homes, the people who are living in the rental homes, they are not able to make any changes, any major changes in the homes. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಮನೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we can modify our homes according to our wish. ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ. ಅದೇ ನಾವು ರೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಒಳಗಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೌಸ್? No. The owners, the landlord, according to their wish, they build the homes, and also everything will be there. Means the infrastructure will be there according to the wish of the owner. And only the thing is, we are living in the rental homes, but we are not have any rights to make any major changes in the homes. So they are what? The rental homes. So every month the people who are living in the rental homes have to pay monthly rent to the landlord. So likewise it is there, the families living in the rental homes. And the next one, families of nomads. Families of nomads. So here the families of nomads, the nomads are the people, they are not staying in a particular place for a long time. So what we do, we are living in a particular places from long years, and we are living in the same place. But these nomads are not like that. They are not going to stay in the same place for many years. So they oftenly used to change their places. Means they migrate from one place to another place. And these are known as Banjaras. In India, commonly we call them as Banjaras. In India, but world over they are called as Gypsies. The world over they are called as Gypsies, but in India what we can call them? Banjaras. Okay, so they are the people who are not living in a particular place for a longer time. They used to migrate, they used to move from one place to another place in search of food or to earn the money and all. So they move from one place to another place. So they are the nomads, and they are well known in the means in the jobs such as the knife throwing and other acrobatic skills. So they are and also they trap the mangoes, and also they trap the snakes and all. So by that they can create their own job and they can survive. So they are what? The nomads. And in India we can call them as the Banjaras, and in worldwide they are called as Gypsies. These are the different kinds of homes. So they usually live in the tents. The nomads, the people, because they move from one place to another place in search of jobs, in search of food and all. They don't have the homes. They don't have their own homes, and even they cannot stay in the rental homes also, because their living style is entirely different than the common people. So they used to stay in the tents. So in the open yards where they one place, and most of the time in the same house they will live. So they are called as the ancestral homes. And the families living in official homes, so these are provided to the people who are working in armed forces like army, navy and air force. And families living in the rental homes, so the people who don't have their own shelter, they can live in the rental homes on the basis of monthly rent. And the families of nomad, so the families of nomads are the people who are migrate from one place to another place in search of food and all. So they are in India, they are called as Banjaras, and world over they are called as the gypsies. So these are the kinds of homes. And now we can discuss about families in distress. So families in distress. Sometimes what happen? At times some families have to move away from the place where they are living and where they are earning their livelihoods. Means what we can say, the people have to displaced. And this displacement, why it is occurs. So the reason for the displacement or the migration of the people are likewise. So I will give you why the people have to displace. First one is natural disasters. Natural disasters such as floods, earthquake, droughts and tsunami. Okay, so these are the first reason the people have to migrate. For this reason, the natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, droughts and tsunamis. And the second reason is setting up of national parks. Setting up of national parks are also the sanctuaries. So when they are going to set a national parks and sanctuaries, the many people who are living in the forest have to displace. And the third one is construction of roads and flyover, airports and flyover, and also construction of dams. So these are the main reasons why the people have to displace from one place to another place where they get their livelihoods. So here the first one is the natural disasters. So suppose if the area, if it is hit by floods or any earthquakes may happen, or the droughts or the tsunamis. So what happened in that time? The flood means when the flood comes, it can loses the fertility of the soil, and also the quality of the soil may erode, and due to the earthquake many people may go displaced from their place where they are living. And also setting up of national parks and sanctuaries. So usually these national parks and the sanctuaries, they will be built in the forest areas, but the nomadic people nomadic people mean not only the nomads, some people they are living, some tribes of people, they usually live in the forest. So when the government have took the decision to build any national parks or sanctuaries, the people, because it needs the large area, so that the people who are living in these forest areas, they have to displace from that place to the another place. And the construction of roads, airports and flyover, and these also need the more place, so that there the people who are living in that area, in that region, so they may lost their houses and they have to move to the other places where the government is assigned. And the constructions of dams, and these construction of dam also require the more hectares, it will be requires the land area in the hectares, so that there also the regions where they are near to that area where they have to construct the dams and all, so they have to move from the place to place. So likewise these are the main reasons why the families have to displace. And see, in the other terms, these will affect the people in many ways. For example, if the floods or cyclones or tsunamis will affect, so that time the farmers it will loosens the soil fertility. The soil may get infertile, because when the floods occurs, it will take out the top layer of the soil with it, so which is very good for the growth of the crops, so that the soil may become infertile. And also when the tsunamis hit in the coastal areas, cyclones and tsunamis, when they hit in the coastal areas, it will affect the fishermen's life a lot. So what happened that time? These people, the farmers and the fishermen, have forced to shift to the cities, but they find the difficulties in adjusting their life with the city life, because we know the people who are living in the rural areas, their life and the people who are living in the cities, it is entirely different. So there they find the difficulties to adjust their life with the city life. So likewise it happens. And also when the construction of roads, so when the constructions of roads and all takes place, the airports and flyover, so it will take the more places where the people are living, and those people have to shift to the other places. And then because we need the wider roads and all, so that it will create some nuisance in the people, that because we know, suppose if you want to migrate from one place to another place, it will be very hectic one. But the people who are oftenly affected by this all, so that will be nuisance to them. So that even when the construction of dams and all, it can submerge the large area, so that the people who are living in those areas, they also can go to or displace from another place. But in alternate, what happens? The government may allot the accommodation for them. Alternatively, they allot the accommodation, and with that they give some compensation also for the people who are displaced due to these calamities and all. But sometimes what happens, the accommodation what occupations. But when the government allotted some accommodations which are far away from these places where they are getting the livelihood, so that may be difficult for them. ಈಗ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೈತಿ. ಬಟ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನಾಂಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡಿತಾರೋ ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಮೇ ಆಕರ್. And sometimes what happen, the government will give the compensation for the family, the affected family. But what happen, what we can say that the PAP, we can call the PAP. PAP means the project affected people. Okay, we can call the people as PAPs. PAPs means project affected people. Okay, when some constructions are going on, or when some national parks and all, or when they are constructing the dams and all, so they give some compensation to the families of the PAPs. PAPs means project affected people, by these works who are going to be affected. So they are called as the project affected people, and they are going to get some benefits in the form of compensation to their family. But at times we have read in many reports that the government, the amount which is promised by the government, that will not reach to the PAPs, to these project affected people. Suppose if the government has allotted some amount, say A, but this amount will not reach to the people. The lesser amount than the allotted amount will reach to the people. So why? And remaining amount goes in between, because if a person is giving the amount, or if he giving the compensation, so that will be come by hand in hand. So finally when it comes to the PAPs, so they will be here the corruption. Due to the corruption, we know, so by all these people, so here the money or the compensation will come to the PAPs, it will be very less than the amount promised by the government authority. So this will happen in our surroundings only. We have heard about this, and this should not be happen, because first of all they are getting the compensation in how much they require. They having all the calculations, and according to that they are used to give. But if that only not come in time, or if it is not come the exact amount, then it will be very problematic for the PAPs. So these all the things are happen due to this distresses. Okay, so this is about the family settlements, and today's class I will conclude here. I hope you have understood this, and remember, if you have any doubts, you just contact me and clarify doubts, and the remaining section of this chapter we can continue in the next class. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.